What's good, y'all? My name is Dylan Green, and this is Real Notes, a space dedicated to blurring the cultural and artistic lines between rap and film. I'm here to chop it up with everyone from rappers and producers to journalists and video directors about their relationship to movies and how, if at all, film inspires their craft. My guest this week is New Jersey rapper, producer, and photographer Dash. We spoke about being a father, working with ANKHLEJOHN and Mac Miller, Beau Is Afraid, Killers of the Flower Moon, risk-averse Hollywood studios, tour stories, dealing with addiction, why he's particularly inspired by the late actor Phillip Seymour Hoffman, embracing photography, and the creative process behind his music, especially his latest album, Skrewface 2. Come fuck with us. What's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to a very special week, like mid to late day weekend edition of Real Notes. I don't record these over the weekend super often, but it's nice to have a nice little change of pace sometimes. It's cold out, but we're feeling hot. Dylan Green, CineMasai, got a lot of names, do a lot of shit. Be outside, inside, all sides, wherever y'all need me. And I'm with somebody who's always been outside, but has been outside. He's just outside. He's just out here.
I was born for outside, man. I was made for outside.
Yeah.
A for all the man. DA $H, man. The Dash nigga, man.
Already,
tough,
bro.
Man.
Hell yeah. Yeah. I just realized you're the first person who's introduced themselves on here, and I should have people do that more. So
I thought you was lying to me. I thought you was setting me up for that to introduce myself. My bad, yeah.
No, bro, it's all good. I should honestly be letting people introduce themselves more. Like I don't know why. It makes me feel like a parent in a weird way. But like
shit, and not for nothing, I would want to hear your introduction. I feel like other people's introduction sometimes is better than my own.
Well, let me think. Now, okay, now you put me on the spot. So, let me see.
Anything, do the outro. When we get up out of here, I know you're gonna have a good one.
Oh man. Well. For now, we got Jersey's finest. Dash is here.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Nah. I mean, like the pedigree speaks for itself. Skrewface 2 has been out for like a month and change, something like that. Or no. I think a month.
It just made 2 months. So it came out September 9th, I think. So we just got into 2 months, about to be 3.
Cool. Hell yeah. Well, yeah, nah, Dash is here, fucking legend, been all over the world, been dropping shit all over the place, and he was nice enough to want to come on here and fuck with your boy. So thank you for being here, man. It means a lot, honestly.
Bro, for real.
Yeah, nah, like it's been crazy to see the places you've taken this shit and like the people you've worked with and just like what you've built as an artist and just like as a person. And it's like between the stuff that like you and the stuff that you and Ankh did, like the album y'all did that came out, what was that, last year or this year? That was last year, right?
Was 2 years ago, I think. Now it was like right.
2021?
Yeah, it might have been 2020, or it might have just been 22. I'm not sure. Let me actually check. But yeah. I think it was 21 because we were making it like during the pandemic.
Okay. Because when I had him on here, he was telling me a little bit about y'all working with Damien and like the fact
that was so crazy, man. That was one of the best. I feel like as a collaborative project, that was probably my best collaborative project I've done, like with an artist, just because me and Unk's chemistry. First off, let me shout out my man ANKHLEJOHN, man. That's
always shout out to Ankh forever.
The honorable man right there, honorable niggas, only the honorables, man. But he had reached out to me when I was living in France for a minute, like for a couple months. I was doing some shit, going through some shit, and I was staying out there, and he had called me, and we was just politicking a lot because he was about to have his kid. So we was just talking a lot about like fatherhood and shit like that. And then after I came back to America, I had told him I wanted to work. We was already talking about working, but I'm big on shaking a nigga's hand, man, before I rap with him. Like, I'm super big on that shit. You know what I mean? Like, rapping with somebody is expressing yourself, and if I'm gonna be expressing myself with somebody, I want to make sure that they're really who they're, you know what I mean, claiming to be, or even pretending like expressing themselves to be on the record, you know what I mean? So when I met John, man, it was like a no-brainer. I was like, oh nah, this is a solid nigga right here. I fuck with him. Even our conversations prior led me to believe that. So when we shook hands for the first time, then I went to DC, like we just started cooking immediately, and it was like one song turned into four turned into 8. Same, you know what I mean? It came together beautifully, like crazy. And then even working with Damien too, that was my first time working with Damien.
Yeah. That's so tough. What was the first Uncle John song you ever heard? Like when did you first get put on to bro?
I remember the first shit I heard was the Paul Jansen shit with him, Rome Streets, and
Yeah.
who was somebody else on there? Who else was on there? Was it just him and Rome?
It might have just been him and Rome.
It might have just been him and Rome. I feel like niggas was in the video, like the Vino and the niggas in the video, something like that. Some other niggas was in the video too. But I
Oh, is that the one with them like roaming the street? No, no,
and no,
no
when they
pun,
in the,
no
when
pun
they in the
intended.
crib, when they in the crib, niggas is in
Okay.
the apartment
Okay.
and rapping back and forth. I think my man Revenant might have did this shit too, so that's why I might have seen it. But I heard
Right.
that Paul Jansen shit and I lost my mind. I was like, who the fuck is this nigga? And then I went and did my homework and he's a fucking animal, man. His work speaks for itself.
Yeah, nah. Like it was man, I just had something else I
Yo,
wanted to say and I just lost it. Shit.
my bad. Yo, give me 1 second real quick. My baby mom's calling me, my son on the phone.
Yeah, no, you're good, bro.
My bad, baby girl. I'm doing an interview right now. My son
It's
just woke
cracking.
up his nap.
Oh man.
What's up, little stinky kid? You're very sleepy? Okay. Well, I'm gonna call you back in a minute once you get up, all right? All right, I love you. All right. Bye. Yeah,
Oh
man. Fucking
man.
fatherhood, dude.
Yeah, man. How old's your son?
He's about to be 3 years old, bro, in 2 months, bro. It's fucking
Oh
crazy.
man.
And I remember when he fucking turned out his mom, he's a fucking alien. Now he's a whole person. Like, crazy, dude. It's so insane, man. He's the biggest blessing in my life, though, for sure. The biggest blessing of my whole life. I don't even understand. It's crazy to imagine my life without him now.
Yeah, no, I was gonna ask like how it's not even so much changed your life, but how has it like changed your perspective? I mean, like I don't have kids, but
Um,
like I can only imagine how it's like
Take your
changed your
time,
perspective on
dog.
life. Like,
It really has, man. I'm not going front. It made me really realize how much bigger life is than myself. You know what I mean? And
mm-hmm.
bigger than me and what I want. And it's now I now have to live for somebody else and put somebody else before myself truly. And I thought I did that before, like with my mom and my homies and you know what I mean, girlfriends or whatever the fuck. But you know what I mean? I never did. I didn't. I was actually very selfish. It actually showed me how selfish I really was. You feel me? Now that I have somebody I can't be selfish with and I have to put before myself and every aspect, you know what I mean? And it's still hard for some things, you know, because it's like I have to get into father mode and be a father and also be and like you know what I mean it's hard. I'm not dashed to him, you know what I mean? So
Right,
it's kind of it's a different thing, man. It's a totally different thing, you know, but it's incredible, dude. It's incredible. It's changed my perspective on a lot of things. It's made me want to make changes and see how important the word change really is, you feel me? And
right.
and how serious it is for like certain people and what you have to do with changing yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do y'all watch movies together?
Hell yeah. What? I'm a fucking movie maniac buff, bro. Like when I had got my first crib when I was 17, I used to go to Sam Goody and like Coconuts every Wednesday and go
Oh
to
my
like the
God, son.
$5 bin and like spend $30 every Wednesday. And to the point I had like literally like 500 something DVDs. Like it was crazy. Motherfuckers used to come to my crazy like, go pick something up. I already seen it, but you could put something on the TV. So like I've seen it all, bro. And with him, he loves different shit, bro. Like he likes the older movies. Like he likes the old Batman. He likes the old Spider-Man cartoon. He likes Nightmare Before Christmas is fucking his shit right now. He loves Nightmare Before Christmas. You know what I mean? Like he's a music kid too though. Like he likes older music and shit. Like he's into different stuff, bro. He takes pictures. Like it's different, bro. It's crazy. But yeah, we
Oh,
watched mad movies together. I tried to put him on Land Before Time, but he didn't really like it. He liked the dinosaur one that came out in like 2004, 2005. I don't know.
oh, the CG joint. Yeah, the
Yes,
Disney one. I
exactly.
seen
He
it. Yeah,
loves
come on,
that
man.
shit. He loves that shit. That's his shit.
That's so funny. I think I seen that shit. Like I had it on DVD. I think I seen it like 3 times in my life, and
I used to
like
watch that
I
shit on repeat.
I haven't gone back to it since because when I used to go to Disney World, they had the thing in Animal Kingdom that was like the countdown to extinction dinosaur ride where you be in like the Jeep and shit, and
Right.
they like tricked it out to they themed it to that movie. So like the Aladar Aladar's in it, and like the big like T-Rex with the horns is in it.
I'm about to say the scary T-Rex. That's my son.
Yeah.
Loves him. My son knows all the names of dinosaurs. Like, I actually just took him to some crazy dinosaur exhibit a couple weeks ago, and like he said every single name. He like Stegosaurus, Triceratops. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy, bro, to see somebody come like into the world and then learn and know things and pick up their own mannerisms and shit like that. It's fucking insane.
That's beautiful, man. I didn't say my first words until I was 4, and he's 3 and talking. That's nuts.
Oh yeah,
so.
No, he has like a 6-year-old vocabulary right now, like 5 or 6 vocab right now. So yeah, no, I'm blessed, man. God is good, man, for sure, for sure. This kid is fucking the sickest. He gave me an ill son, bro.
Oh man, I love. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, nah, of course. But like now that we're talking about kids, I wanna run it back. Or actually, no. Before we do that, I forgot to ask. Last movie or TV show you watched that you had a strong opinion about?
Oh man, I really just I watched Beau Is Afraid. Did you see Beau Is Afraid?
Not yet, bro. How is it?
They're fucking crazy. That might have been the craziest shit, like most insane visually and plot worthy shit, like to where I was watching it and I was like, what the fuck am I watching? What is this? It was like The Revenant, but for like mental health. Like it was fucking insane.
Right.
Bro. It was crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Joaquin Phoenix is like he tops himself every fucking time. That was really good. What TV show did I watch that I really liked recently? Succession, of course. Fucking I like 000. That was pretty hard. I watched that a few years ago.
I don't know what that is.
It's like something on Amazon Prime. It's like basically the inception of like a fucking brick of coke, like from when it got made to where it got delivered, and like.
Oh no, I know what that is. I haven't seen it, but I know what that is.
Yeah, well, like the Mexican cartel and shit is hard. I ain't gonna front, that shit is tough. What else? I went and seen that Scorsese shit recently. The Killers of the Flower Moon. Did you see that?
How'd you like it? I saw it. Yeah.
Loved it. I loved it. I fucking liked it a lot. I like the cinematography a lot. You know what I mean? I feel like the way it was shot was more important than all the acting. I feel like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Because not for nothing, don't get me wrong, I liked it. I liked the story, but you know, I feel like Leonardo DiCaprio, Robert De Niro, niggas are getting kind of old, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They keep trying to CGI them younger, and it's like not working.
Because they did that in The Irishman, and I never finished it, but I saw them do that in The Irishman, and I'm like, what are we doing here, y'all?
Right.
Like, just let them go, son.
They have to go, dude. Like they have to go, please. Like
that's funny as hell.
It's funny that they keep going back to older shit and like trying to remake it. Like, you know what I mean? Like I had the conversation with a homegirl of mine last night. I'm like, yo, why do they keep trying to remake old films? Like people just don't have good ideas anymore. It's fucking scary.
It's just the crazy thing. It's not even that people don't have the good ideas. It's that people don't want to fund it. You don't want to fund the original shit, you know? Like it's sad because, you know, like all these Hollywood executives, like they want everything to be as safe as possible because they want the return of investment on their bread. And like a Mean Girls musical adaptation and a Color Purple adaptation is like, I mean, like I'm excited to see the Color Purple joint.
I'm excited to see the Color Purple too, just because I like those actresses that are in it. You feel me?
Same.
Like, Orange Is the New Black. It's the you know what I mean, great black women actresses that I've always felt like were powerful on screen. So I feel like for the Color Purple, it's gonna be super powerful.
And Fantasia's in it, and like I love Fantasia. Like I grew up on Fantasia. So
yo, motherfuckers played last night. We had a 3-year. Damn, I actually should have fucking invited you, bro. Fuck, we had a 3-year anniversary party. Or a 3-year capsule party at Lambs. And matter of fact,
damn.
Yeah, my bad, bro. I dead fucking spaced on that shit.
Nah, you're good, bro. Don't even.
But not for nothing. We're about to have another one though. This week, like a party for our anniversary. Last night was just for the capsule for like family and friends release, whatever. But niggas was playing. I say that to say niggas was playing Fantasia in the spot, and the way the spot erupted, it was fucking crazy. I'm like, yo, it's grown ass gangster niggas in here dancing to this shit right now. Like, you know, I'm like, yo, this is crazy right now. This is like this is a class. Like Fantasia has a hood classic for sure. Like,
yeah, man. Like I remember.
My bad. Go ahead, bro.
Nah, my fault. I remember exactly where I was when she won American Idol and all that shit, and then just like to run the albums back, like I didn't listen. I haven't heard every album of hers, but like the stuff I've heard, like it was just in the back and shit all the time.
I only remember that first album after she won American Idol because I don't even remember her like winning American Idol. I remember it being a big deal and it being on TV, and then
Yeah.
her being famous like on 106 and Park and shit. Like that was it.
Yeah, no, and it's crazy because like you think about American Idol and like a lot of the most famous people from American Idol were the ones who didn't even win. You know, like Jennifer Hudson didn't win. Like Kelly Clarkson's an exception. She's like the first winner and she's doing her thing. But like,
Let's say,
like
did Ruben Studdard win or no?
Yeah, Ruben Studdard won. That was it was him and Clay Aiken. But Clay Aiken had like a couple of singles after the shit too. But like Ruben Studdard won. I remember when I'm Sorry 2004 came out. That was
what? When I'm Sorry was crazy, bro. Him in a suit jacket singing, bro. That was crazy, bro. When I'm Sorry was nuts. Damn. Yeah. I forgot about that shit.
Yeah, nah, he really you could tell he meant that shit too. It was a simpler time, son. Simpler time.
Super simpler time. I was about to say, man, like motherfuckers getting like a song like that couldn't even blow today, man. Motherfuckers want to hear something crazy every time. Motherfuckers want to hear somebody going through it or something insane, man.
Yeah. I was gonna say if Rod Wave sang I'm Sorry 2004, people would go crazy.
That's crazy. Rod Wave doing I'm Sorry 2024, bro.
That'd be wild.
Yeah, you might have to hit him with that idea. That nigga might go for that. Like that might send him to the moon. Like, yeah, for real.
Already,
make him even bigger than he is. Like, it's crazy.
Right. I was about to say, like, he didn't even just play like Barclays and shit. That's funny as hell though. Yo, but before I forget, because you brought up Killers of the Flower Moon, I talked about it at the Maxo shit. He and I talked about it, but like just for anybody listening who might not have heard that, I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I think stuff like that's important. I think history is an important thing to document and to like let people in on and all that shit. But like at the same time, between that and Oppenheimer, I'm like burnt out on like white people guilt movies for a little minute. You know, I didn't need those two back to back this year.
I saw Oppenheimer and I couldn't even get through it. Like I love fucking the dude from Peaky Blinders. Like I love Peaky Blinders, but at the same time, like watching that movie, it was so boring. I was like, listen, like, all right, like, oh, like, feel sorry, you know what I mean? I'm sorry, like,
yeah, I get
sorry,
it.
Like, dude, like, I get, like, it, all right, like, okay, we know,
right? Yeah,
but like,
that's not for us.
Like, hours of conversation of it, I'm like, yo, y'all niggas talking about this shit to blow this bomb up still at the end, like all of this to just still blow this shit up, like, you know what I mean? And that be it. It's like that's the climax. Like I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Like this shit sucks. At least Killers of the Flower Moon, I'm as sad as it was super fucking sad. And you know what else it made me think about too? How that's only one instance of like this happening.
Yeah.
Like, that happened all over this fucking country when during that the times of, you know what I mean, the oil booming and fucking Native Americans actually having a stamp and like having land,
like wealth and shit,
in their own, you know what I mean? So like,
shit.
I feel like when that Tulsa shit happened, you know what I mean, it really opened the door for white people to be like, oh, well, we could kind of just eliminate, you know what I mean, anything. We could rewrite history. I feel like that's when they decided to like be like, yo, we could rewrite this whole shit.
That's real, bro. Like, yeah, because like to me, I think like the movie would have been different if they had made it from her perspective. But I think Lily Gladstone, I think it should have been more about her personally. But like that's like it's like a different story from a different perspective, and it would require someone like with a little more tact. Not to say that Scorsese didn't have tact, but like it's, you know, there's only so much you can do with that type of shit.
He wouldn't have had that perspective to provide you know what I mean? Even them kind of emotions and those feelings to translate them on screen. I don't think he would have captured that.
Yeah, and it was crazy because at the end of the movie, I'm a spoil Killers of the Flower Moon. Fuck it. At the end of the movie, when they do the little radio play shit where they're like, oh yeah, so like this person lived and this person and like so like Scorsese comes out at the end of the movie and reads a thing on the no, he's just like, so it's basically him being like, look, I did what I could. I don't even know if I 100% did. And then like I at least respected that he had the self-awareness to be like, look, I can only do so much here. Like,
yes. Like what else was I supposed to do? You know what I mean? He couldn't have like, you know what I mean, made it any more, because then he couldn't have made it any more of like a sympathetic thing, because then it would have been like he's trying. You know what I mean? That's what he was trying to do rather than tell history. Like I feel like that was, like you said, like telling history is important, and telling history how it happened. You know what I mean? That's the most important thing. Telling history how it happened, and that's gonna really matter a perspective of who's telling it. You know, that's always what that's gonna come down to, who's telling it, and that's whose history it's gonna be. It's not,
exactly.
you know what I mean? It's not gonna be anybody else's or what it really was. It's gonna be how the person telling you saw it. You know, and
Yeah.
even with music, you know, it's the same shit.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, you know, like it's you know, like to like on that note, I don't know if you caught the Little Brother documentary that came out a
Oh,
couple
I
weeks
did.
back. So at some point, watch it. I haven't gotten to talk about it yet, so I'm gonna talk my shit for a second. I'm proud of my friends, Rap Portraits, Yo and Holland. That's my people.
All right.
Little Brothers, amazing. They like,
Love Little Brother. They were like some of the inception for me to start rapping. Like that was like some of the first shit I listened to. I'm like, oh, this is crazy. Like, let me look for this. Like, ooh, these beats are like, why are these beats so good? I want to listen to just this beat. Like, and I swear it was shit like that. Like Little Brother, shout out Little Brother.
yeah,
Actually,
man, for real.
this from Little Brother, I feel like at Mac Miller's house, we had did a song with the nigga with Pooh. I feel like or
Oh,
Fonte.
word?
Fonte or Pooh, one of them niggas. I don't know. I'm positive though. It was one of this Little Brother. Like we had all the hit songs, like me, Smoke, DZA, Mac Miller's, a bunch of us.
God damn, and that never came out.
Nah, I
Damn.
don't think it did. Nah, it was a man. It was so many songs that didn't come out. It was some songs that did though that came out on like his SoundCloud and shit that he ended up putting out. But there was a lot of music that didn't come out.
Right.
Era man, like crazy, great group like music, like. But I don't know. I feel like that was like the magic in that shit. Like niggas was just cooking and making shit. You know what I mean? To where it wasn't no pressure on what it was gonna be or who it was gonna be for, or you know what I mean? Or are you gonna do this feature or this verse? It was like, let's just make shit. Like niggas wanted to make shit. Niggas made shit. I like that shit. I miss that shit.
Yeah. Yeah, nah, like that's like I always love seeing those, like I always love hearing like the rap camp stories or like people who would just like pull up to Mac's crib and just like just create, you know, like that's like so many classics, not even like classic music, but just like, you know, just like relationships get forged, shit like that, you know.
Motherfuckers, but relationships over there, you know what I mean? He opened the
Yeah.
doors for a lot of people to even meet each other and hang out. Like that's how me and Tebe like met each other and got really close, you know what I mean? Like being over there. Me and Soul had met each other over there. It's a couple people, bro, that I've gained serious relationships. Like we've been locked in for like damn near 10 years now, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, bro.
it's kind of nuts, man. I'm thankful for it. Shout out my man Mac, man. He my guys, bro.
For real, man. Yeah, it like I can't believe it's already been I can't believe it's already been like a handful of years. Like I remember exactly where I was when I got the news too. Like that was a lot for me.
I remember somebody had called me and I thought they was talking about somebody else. And then they told me it was Bubba. Because I just see the baby like a week or two prior. In LA, I took a picture of him and everything.
God damn.
Yeah, that's my nigga right there, man. That shit is whack, bro. Even the other day, like it was just Yam's birthday. And it was like for me
Right, yeah.
to 8 years without my beard. I'm like, fucking Christ. I'm like 8 years. I'm like, what the fuck? Like how is that even possible? That shit is nuts, bro. The way time keeps passing, man. Time don't stop for nobody or nothing, my nigga. Like, I mean,
Nah, bro. It's yeah, it's just like and you know like just for them to be these like, you know, like the two of them in particular, like Yams and Mac, like they're like two like luminaries and like legends and like people who like connected so many dots and were just like genuine. I mean, I didn't know either of them, but like from what
but the
I've
fact
heard.
that you can take that, like that you can take that
Right.
from their legacy, you know what I mean? Like that means a lot, bro. That means that they did what they were supposed to. And up and then they had a lot more shit to do, but
Yeah.
you know, God works in mysterious ways. You feel me? He
Yeah.
does. So, but he did. They did a lot. You feel me? They did a lot to where niggas even made these relationships and made the art that we did. You know what I mean? And he continued. They can both continue to inspire so many people to even start their craft and go for their creativity. So, you know what I mean? Motherfuckers is legends, man.
Yeah. And that's why y'all are here, you know?
Right.
Like,
You know what I mean? You know
you
what I
know,
mean?
carrying on the legacy. Like
No cap for sure.
so yeah, now let's run it all the way back with you in terms of movies and shit. What's the first movie experience you can remember having? It could be at the theater, it could be at your cousin's house, like just the first thing that comes to mind for you.
First movie experience ever.
Like it doesn't have to be like the first one ever, just the first one you can remember. Like
I
I
remember
don't.
going to see
Yeah.
Rugrats, the Rugrats
Ah.
movie.
Yeah.
I remember actually. I remember one right after that too. The Rugrats shit was with all my cousins. It was cause my cousin Bob, my Uncle Dame's son, like he got invited by Nickelodeon to the shit. Da, da, da. So niggas end up going to this shit, right? And like we're kids though, we're like 7, 8 years old, you know, 6 maybe, even younger than that, maybe. I don't even know. But we went to the movie theater. It's like big. It was when they go on the safari, the movie, like
Oh, the Wild Thornberries one.
no, the Rugrats one when they go on the show. Oh yeah, matter of fact, when they go with the Wild Thornberries, they meet the Wild Thornberries and the
Yeah,
shit.
yeah,
Boom.
yeah, yeah.
Yo, that was it. That was the one right there. So boom, we go do that, right? And I remember at the after party, they had like good burgers and Mondo burgers at the shit, and it was nuts. But like I remember that was the first time I remember being in the movie theater for real. But I used to go see movies with my dad all the time when I was younger. Like me and my dad were really close when I was young, and that would be some shit we did like every week, like every weekend or Saturdays, go see a movie. You feel me? No matter what the fuck it was, you know, some kid shit, some grown shit, whatever. I remember like
Yeah.
seeing Road to Perdition in the movie with my pops. Like that was hard. Like I remember that.
Damn. How old were you for
I was,
Road to Perdition?
I was in high school. I was maybe in like
Oh, okay, 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 okay,
10th grade, 10th grade, maybe even 8th grade. Though I might have been a little bit younger, but
okay.
I wasn't a kid, but I was for sure a little bit young man.
No, I only ask because I had people come on here and tell me that they seen the wildest shit in the movie theater at like 6 years old, and I'm just like, why were you? I'm just like, why were you in the theater watching like Purple Rain? Like, you know, like,
Niggas
I
gassing.
had like, nah, I
Okay,
had, yeah, yeah, nah, like, yeah, what's it called? When I had Fonte on here, he told me
okay,
like, yeah,
Fonte.
like,
Yeah, see,
he
Fonte.
was yeah, my
Okay.
mom took me to go see he was like, my mom took me to go see Purple Rain, and she had to cover my eyes during and I was just like, why, like, why are you in there?
Why,
Like,
why couldn't she wait to go see Purple Rain for real? But fuck it though, yo, Purple Rain's one of the things you can't wait for it.
yeah, bro, this movie's a classic. Shit is crazy. Um, but like as you get older and start to have more life experiences and shit, what was like? Was there a movie you saw that kind of like it? Once again, it doesn't have to be the first one ever, but like the first movie you saw, or like one of the first movies you saw that really like connected with you on like some personal, artistic, or like spiritual shit, like a capital M movie type deal.
Hmm. Damn. That's a good question, bro. Fuck. Um, that connected with me personally on an artistic level. Drugstore Cowboys. Drugstore Cowboys was good.
Ooh, that's a good choice.
Um, Requiem for a Dream. Um, artistically, like how I wanted like videos to be shot, shit like that was like Requiem for a Dream. Of course, Kids.
Mm-hmm.
Man Bites Dog. It's like a French film.
Yeah, I was just talking to my girl about Man Bites Dog a couple days ago. I seen
Um,
that movie twice. I can't watch it anymore. I don't need to do it more than that.
Lahane, of course.
Lahane is great. Yeah,
Um,
I just
what
had Gabe Nandez on it. He and I were talking about that last week. That's crazy. You mentioned that.
else?
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking Lahane is one of my favorite movies of all time for sure. Fucking what else? American History X. Um, American History X. Fucking what else? I got a few joints, bro. Like I love The Sopranos. Like I said, like I watch Sopranos all the time, just for reference shit. Um, what else, man? I don't know, bro. A bunch of shit for real. Like Slipping, 20 Years with the Bloods. You ever seen that doc?
Ooh, I actually have. Yeah,
Classic, because I love that one. What else? Gang Tapes. You seen Gang Tapes before?
I actually haven't seen Gang Tapes.
Classic. Classic. It's like a terribly shot indie movie, but it's good. Snow on the Bluff.
Yep, seen
Um,
Snow on the Bluff.
yeah. I'm naming mad hood classics right now, but I don't know. Like artistically, that's the type of shit like I would watch. Like I fuck with. I love movies though. Like I really, that's why it's like for me to even pick one or pick a couple is hard. Like I've
Yeah, I get it.
I just watched a movie called what was this shit called? See No Speak No Evil. It was an Austrian movie that was crazy. fucking insane. You should watch that. Speak No Evil.
Yeah, I might gotta find. I'm just trying to remember because that sounds kind of familiar, but I don't know if I've seen it. I'm sure it would have like popped in immediately if I
It's,
did.
it's some crazy shit. Do you seen the Snowtown Murders?
No, no.
Okay.
Where can I find the Snowtown Murders? Because yeah.
I've looked on like streaming. It was on Netflix for a while, but they definitely took it off. But it should be on like some streaming service on like Streamio or fucking Go Movies. One of them shits, like one of them fucking black market streaming shit should have it
Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah, yeah.
That's a sick one. That's a fucking terrible one. It's a fucked up movie. Um, I just showed somebody a movie that was hectic. They were like, "Oh my God, why did you just show me that?" Tusk. You seen Tusk?
I seen the Kevin Smith movie.
Yeah, where they turn him into a walrus.
I wish I liked that movie more. I like the walrus costume, but the rest was I thought that movie was pretty buns.
I fucked with it. I
I feel
liked
you.
it. I thought it was hilarious. I'm not gonna lie. Bryan Cranston turning him into a fucking walrus was insane. I was like, what?
And
The recent one he did, Justin Smith?
um,
Barbarian?
which one?
Barbarian?
Oh yeah, I saw Barbarian.
Oh,
Barbarian was great.
that
Barbarian was
was hard.
crazy.
That was hard as
Yeah,
fuck.
yeah. No, I love Barbarian. I think I might have actually seen that like 2 or 3 times, like since I first saw it.
Fire.
That shit is dope.
I watched it twice for sure. I didn't watch it. I only got to I watched it by myself and I watched it with somebody. Did you? Oh, you watched Cherry with
No,
Tom Holland?
no. I haven't.
That's a crazy one. It's a sick one. Sick one. That was what I just showed the homie the other day, and they were like, "Whoa, like we gotta watch something calm after that." Like that was. But yeah, those movies like that. My bad. I'm gonna go forever, bro.
Nah,
I'm
man.
not answering, dude.
Nah, man, you're good. I get it. Like, like you really seem like someone who takes in a bunch, and like that's I could tell it's important to you. Like, I can just like hear it in your voice, and like even just in like the way you write, and just like the way like the way your videos look, and just like
Yeah, I take
yeah,
a lot of
it's
references from film, man. A lot of references from film. Like it's important. The way I present my shit, because I like when other artists present their shit. I think it's important.
right. Yeah. I'm trying to think of how I want to ask this question. What like I guess like when did you was there ever a period of time when you kind of realized that you were like directly pulling from movies as much as you were music? Or is that just
Yeah,
kind of like a thing that's
I
always
would
been
say around probably like 2017, 2016. Like when I was living in LA, I realized like I would just watch movies all day, all night, and I was realizing I'd be pulling a lot, even my raps, my like what I'm saying, like all that shit. I'd be pulling from films all the time.
right? Like there's what's it called? Why am I blanking on what I just wanted to say just now? Oh yeah. So yeah, on the first Skrewface tape, you dedicated a whole track to Phillip Seymour Hoffman, which I saw, and
Yeah,
that
passed
really
away, but he had OD like prior, like a few weeks prior. I fucking love Phillip Seymour. Man. He's the fucking one of the greatest.
yeah, no, he's incredible. I mean, like you just said that you had made it like right after he passed, but why, why Philip Seymour Hoffman? Why was he one of the ones who kind of grabbed you?
Um, just cause I guess I've also been through like addiction shit as well. You feel me?
Yeah,
That was one thing, and I always just fucked with him as an artist. You know what I mean? And how he came across, like his interviews and shit, the way he articulated himself. And I had seen like I guess it was one of his last films. It was called Before the Devil Knows You're Dead, and it was like it made me kind of realize like damn, like he was actually like letting motherfuckers know like yo, I'm actually losing my brain here. You feel me? And motherfuckers made him like act it out. Like motherfuckers then wrote a part for him. Like saw him and wrote the part. Like that's crazy. And I don't know, like that should kind of trip me out. So I wrote this song. I had named the song that after I did it because I had seen the movie and it passed and shit.
right. And yeah, no, I was like re-listening to it a couple days ago and just like hearing, like there's like a sample of him in there, and just like just like you, just like I, like it took me. I mean, like I saw it before that, but I just kind of saw a lot of, not to say I saw a lot of parallels, but like, I mean, like you don't shy away from like talking about like addiction and all the shit that you do and all your music and
I go through my shit. You feel me? I feel like when niggas run from,
yeah,
I don't know. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not like super upfront with it, but I'm super honest about it because I feel like when motherfuckers talk about what they go through, it helps another person go like be able to talk about what they going through too. You feel me?
right,
Motherfucker might need to hear something. You feel me from somebody else to know that they not the only one going through it, and I'm the motherfucker to get to say something. You know what I mean, to help the next person, and then fuck it. You feel me? It's worth it.
right, and, you know, and like that's and you know like that's part of the reason why stuff like that's part of the reason why stuff like 17 More Minutes and like Skrewface or excuse me, Loose Screw really like stuck out to me when I first heard it. I was gonna tell you this before, but the first time I ever heard the first time I ever heard Red Rum was someone had made like an AMV of it playing over Akira.
I seen that. I seen that. I love that. I remember I was hitting that dude up to be like, yo, do that shit with all my shit. I'm like, send me them shit so I could just post. I'm gonna like post those. Like, bro, that's the coolest shit.
Yeah, I don't remember the account's name, but that was the first video of theirs I ever seen, and I was like, yo, like you know, it was like every time I saw that I would, because like I think I might have, because I had seen Akira for the first time in high school, one of my favorites. I love Akira,
Right.
fucking amazing. But like, you know, like seeing, you know, like I had plenty of experiences where like I had kind of seen my love for music and movies come together, but that was one of the first where I was like, oh shit, like these really go together, you know, in
Right.
like a, you know, like or like maybe it wasn't like the first example, but it was like it had like reaffirmed that to me where it's like I had never thought to put those two things together and they just work. You know, it's just like Tetsuo and Kaneda fighting while you're just doing your. It's just, I don't know. It just works
Dude,
for me.
it trust me.
Like,
When I seen that shit, I loved it. I was like, "Oh, this is hard." I'm like, "Yo," now it made me want to look for other movie clips. Like I had did that for Between the Lines. Like I found like some 007 shit and like some other movie clips, and like I had put them with the audio from Between the Lines, and then I had dropped those as like previews and shit. I'm trying to like, I'm trying to like blend them both, man. I feel like film and music is supposed to be together, bro. As you know, you feel me?
yeah, and yeah, no, I'm happy you brought that up because I was gonna ask, like, when did you first kind of realize that, you know, like music and movies are two things that kind of complement, or not kind of like two things that complement each other.
I would say when I started making music, I was really engulfed in like Coops the nigga and like man Memphis shit, and I was just trying to learn about more things that were outside of my area. And with that came me traveling a little bit more. And with traveling came me meeting other motherfuckers who do other things, you feel me? And some of my homies did film and shit, and they got me into certain shit, you know what I mean? I was around Cootie and Shike a lot when I was like 17, 18, you
Right.
know, 18 years old, fresh out of high school. So seeing them and the way they would do film and like being around editors and all of that shit, like it made me interested in it, bro. From then I seen like how video and music tie in. Like you need a visual component for the music, like as well as you need a musical component for the visual.
Yeah, nah, just to make it like a more like well-rounded experience. I don't know, like that's just how it is for me, you know, because yeah, like once again, I was talking to my man Gabe about this last week, like just the idea of he had mentioned to me that he loves to make videos because he can kind of like, you know, like not so much like dictate what a person sees when they hear a song, but he can kind of like guide them through what he's trying to convey. And like it doesn't always have to be that deep. You know, like sometimes it literally can just like, you know, like I'm thinking about the video of you and Z Loopers doing your song, and it's just like
Right.
y'all just like in front of a store, you know,
It's
and like
good,
that's
you know what I mean?
fine.
Right. It's like not for nothing. For some songs, it doesn't need something crazy theatrical. You just really need to see how the person's performing it, maybe, or maybe something visual. Not even the like me in it. You know what I mean? I put
Right.
videos out where I'm not even present in the video. You feel me? But at the same time, I knew that it just
Right.
needed to see something. You know what I mean? Like something visually where it could attract them in. You know what I mean? Even if they didn't even hear the song, maybe. Like for one of the joints I did, Bad Advice. Like my brother Stevie shot that. It was like just one of my homegirls like going into the bathroom in the club. You know what I mean? That was it. It was the whole video. And it was like cool as fuck. I was like, yeah, this is awesome. I'm like, this is just confirming the fact. And not for nothing, I feel like short form content is important too. You know, not everything needs to be super long and drawn out. I feel like some of the coolest shit is the quickest shit.
Right. Yeah. No. Cause like, cause like that kind of goes to like I love all kinds of rap. Always have. Always will. But like as I get older, I'm appreciating people who just like I'm appreciating more writing that's like super direct and just like doesn't feel that like I love it when people stunt. I love it when people can show off, but I love it when somebody can just like be super duper direct and like tell me exactly what they're trying to say. You know,
Hell
like in
yeah,
like
how they
the fewest
feeling?
words possible. Like yeah, like not even on some like conservative shit, but just like that to me is like more skillful, just like finding like the quickest way to say something that's gonna impact somebody the most. Like that shit is so ill to me. Like,
I feel like the nigga Mike is good at that shit.
oh yes, yeah, nah, he's
Feel like
yeah,
the
nah,
nigga
like
Mike is good as fuck at that shit. It's like hitting niggas in the head with like something like something super serious, like something like he mean and shit, but in the fewest amount of words. You know what I mean? I feel like that nigga
yeah,
did that shit.
son. Like I'll never forget the first time I heard "May God Bless Your Hustle" and he said "Hunger make you eat your words instead." Like that's what I'm talking like that type of shit. Like
It don't take but too much. You feel me? It really don't take but
right.
too much. You know what I mean? If you know how to articulate yourself the right way, it don't take that many words to get your point across. For
Right. Yeah. And yeah, like like obviously, like I'm the type of person who also like I love wordplay. I love like I just love people fucking around with words. It's great, but I just like like even last night I was doing some writing for some year end shit, and I was listening to two songs that popped up were Big X the Plugs Rush Hour. Shout out to X, he's crazy. And then Cousteau's 10 Carat. And I'm just like listening to these two dudes just going, and I'm like,
just those are
like they're
crazy.
yeah, he's special, bro.
Yeah,
Sideshow was telling me about him when I ran into him earlier this year. He's like he's the one. He's like he's the one, man. And I'm like, yeah,
and
you
Cousteau's a
weren't
different
wrong, bro.
beast for sure. Different type of beast for sure.
Yeah, yeah,
Sideshow's
nah.
a monster too though. Shout out my nigga Sideshow. Sideshow's nasty,
Oh
man.
yeah, hell yeah, bro. Yeah, nah. Oh,
Sideshow, man. Niggas gotta stop playing my nigga Sideshow like he don't do his shit. My boy be doing that thing, man. He talking that
yeah.
shit.
Yeah, no, always and forever, bro. Don't just stand there is one of my favorite things I heard this year. He was I don't feel shame saying this. He was my number 2 artist on Spotify rap this year.
Fire. That's
Like
hard.
honestly. Yeah,
I
yeah,
fuck
yeah.
with
Yeah, nah, he doesn't really do interviews like that, but he popped in when I was talking to Mike, and that was I appreciated that. That's the dude. Shout out to Sideshow.
That's a good man right there. That's an honorable man. Shout out to Ak, man.
Already, son. Before we move on, I mean, like I know music's been like all around you your whole life for like, I mean, like for lots of reasons. But like when did it become capital M music for you and like a thing like, oh, like this isn't just like a thing that's around me, like I'm like this is music, like when did it really start to impact you?
I'm gonna say when I started like caring about music a lot, like and being like, oh, like this matters to me. Like I want to make this. Like probably when I was like 16, 17, my brother started like bringing me beats, and I was like writing songs, and he was just big on like, oh, nah, you're good. He's like my younger brother was just pumping me. He was pumping me hard, bro, and finding me beats and stealing beats off my space and like having me do shit. And I started feeling it, and I was like, oh no, this shit is fire. And I started playing this shit with niggas in my neighborhood, like putting on my space. Shit started going up a little bit. I'm like, oh, this shit is hard. Niggas fuck with this shit. Say that. So that I just started going up, and then it's like not even really going up because it was for years and years. Niggas was just playing that shit, putting on CDs and riding through the hood playing that shit. You feel me?
Right.
Niggas from my homie Sule, who's now signed to BSF. Shout out my man Sue Money, man.
Shout out.
My man Sue, he had a crib where his moms used to let all the homies come to the crib back in the day when he was in high school, and like That was my cause they had the cool mind. We smoke at the crib, we feel me, could record music, we could do our thing up out of there.
Mm-hmm.
Feel me? So we was over there and he had Cool Edit Pro and he'd be recording all the time. So then we'd be recording all the time. And now it turned into all of this, you know what I mean? But it was it when I was like 16 years old. That's when I just became Capital M Music for your boy for sure.
God damn. So I mean, so like this is like a slightly different question, but like, when did you know this was gonna become more than just a hobby for you? Like, like you're putting shit out on MySpace and just like having people like, just like pushing it around and shit. But like, when did you know like, oh, I'm not just like making this just because I enjoy it? Like, when was it like this is?
I would say after I was doing this shit for a while. I had met Currency and them when I first graduated high school. So like I was like pretty hype on it, but I wasn't getting shows or like nigga wasn't getting no real traction for real. Like I was just meeting people and making relationships. So I had went to South by Southwest in 20 what was it, 2012? 2013? Like 2012. It could have been
Mhm.
2022. But I went to South by Southwest. I had like a $300 show, gang. Like it wasn't now. I went down there for a couple bucks with my brother, another nigga I know, and we went down there and thugged it hard. Like stayed at a fan's crib, had the nigga pick us up, like thugged it tough. Got the show done though. You feel me? And I ended up
Yeah.
running Chuck English. And Chuck English, we knew each other from New York, and he was out there in New York for a little second. I had met him. We was cool. So he's like, "Yo, why don't you come to LA? You know everybody in LA. I'm out there. Max out there. Da da da. We about to start cooking. You know, woo, woo, woo." I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Yeah. Why don't you come? You can stay at my crib." I'm like, "Nigga, don't say that." I'm like, "I'm coming right now." He's like, "No, I'm dead ass." He's like, "Pull up after South by." Dog, after South by I ended up driving to LA, bro, from Texas, bro. Drove to
Damn.
LA from Texas with the homegirls. Mars Lovejoy, shout out Mars Lovejoy. Shout out my homegirl Tanel. You know what I mean? We do all of us. They was driving back to LA. I rolled back in the car with them. I stayed in LA 2, 3 years then there.
How long that shit take? How long that drive take?
I think it was like 12 or 13 hours, maybe even longer. It was fucking Texas to California to LA. It was fucking long as shit.
Yeah, I was about to say that's like you traveling from like the dead center of the country
Right.
to
It was
the
crazy, but
left. Like,
it was worth it, man. That shit changed my life, man. Taking that fucking ride, staying at Chuck House, and he had this little house studio set up, so I was just cooking in there, bro. And then from there, started busting my moves and shit started getting serious.
man, and just like I don't think this happened specifically around that time, but I wanted to touch briefly on those Dead Man Walking videos you put out while you were on tour with Maxo Cream in them,
Yeah,
because I'm big on like my favorite. I hate the word content, but like my favorite like rapper behind the scene content type shit is stuff like that, where it's like tour videos and just like
get
and
to
just like
know a
maybe
nigga
kicking
real
it in the
quick.
back,
Yeah,
like,
you like fly
yeah,
on the wall shit.
right, exactly. Yeah, yeah, no, I love that, like fly on the wall, cinema verite, like all that type of shit. So like, what just like what in because like this is also right before you drop Loose Screw,
Right.
and like so like what like while y'all were on tour, what inspired you to be like, hey, I'm gonna bring people on the road, like, and just do this, you know?
My man, Tan Cocaine, who shot a lot of that. My man Jimmy Tan, he was my photographer for a while. He was just down to thug. He was thugging it with us. So I knew me and Maxo had a relationship. We had forged when I went down to Texas and stayed with him for a little while. Niggas did that Betty record. You feel me? That shit started
Yeah.
popping. So we was like, fuck it, we going on the road, you know what I mean? My man Aston Matthews, that's another one of my dogs, my brothers for sure. Like we jumped on the road. We got a band and put them shows on, nigga. What you know what I mean? Back then it wasn't really shit to think about. We was just like, fuck it, we gonna do it, you know what I mean? And that shit was insane. That was probably one of the craziest experiences of my life, for sure. For sure, for sure. That shit was nuts. It was psychotic for sure. Like bugged out, like things niggas can't even talk about on air. But I'm trying to tell you, like shit was worth it though. You feel me? Cause not for nothing, niggas went and did them tours and got to shake all them fans' hands and got to, you know what I mean, show that we tangible and we there and we sold the merch and took the pictures and hugged and handshake. You feel me? So when we do come to them cities again, motherfuckers come and fuck with us and they're gonna pull up to them shows again, you know what I mean? And come shop with us again. I feel
Yeah,
like
nah.
setting them grassroots, like, and setting that foundation is important. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of artists ain't even really doing that nowadays.
Yeah, no, on some like real building shit. Like there's I can't tell you how many people like within like our little like 2010s like age bracket like that I've gone to see in person and like gotten to like chop it up and connect with like even before I was like professionally in this shit, and like I come back and like 7, 8, 9 years later I'm like, yo, do you remember like perfect example, Remy Banks. I fucking what's it called? I saw World's Fair open for this Boston group called Bad Rabbits when I was in college. I went to SUNY Purchase, and they threw or like they were like asked. It was at the Knitting Factory in Brooklyn
Okay.
back when the Knitting Factory was open, and they were trying to throw a World's Fair shirt at somebody. They were like, "Who wants a shirt?" I was the only person in the crowd who was like, "Oh, you get a shirt." They threw me the shirt, and I interviewed Remy when he put out the Phantom of Paradise a couple of years back, and I told him like, "Do you remember that?" And he was like, "I do remember." And it's just like it's like those types of connections that just like mean that like they mean everything to me and they mean everything
It
to
mean everything
y'all.
to me too, though. Like, you know what I mean? As artists,
Like,
bro, like, having those connections with somebody, bro, it's like, damn, bro, like you feel genuine support. Like that shit is, bro. I'm really thankful for that shit. That's why I was even eager to want to do this shit with you. You feel me? Because I could tell, like, you know what I mean? Like you genuinely support art. You genuinely support artists and people who are like minded like me and people who I got love for. You feel me? So I fuck with that shit. And even the shit that you do, you know what I mean? The kind of questions you ask and the kind of place you're coming from and even asking your questions, you know what I mean? That shit is fire, bro. I fuck with that shit.
nah, man, that means the world, honestly. Like that's like that's half the reason why I wanted to start this in this specific way, because because I talked about this a lot. I'm not gonna dwell too long, but like, yeah, nah, like these two shits really saved my life, bro. Like, it's like I just want to give back. I want to put on for good shit in a way that isn't like I don't have anybody staring over me doing this. This is
This
damn near. This is all me. Like for the
is
I mean like obviously like I have a lot of help. Like my homie Big Flowers made all the visuals.
okay.
The homegirl J Words made the intro, and like I have people like help me. I'm like my partner helps me make flyers, and like I have help, but like when it comes to like putting all the stuff together and
Yeah,
reaching out, like this is all me. So
cool, bro. But
yeah, nah, it's just it just means a lot when people see that, and like I've been doing it for a while, and it never stops feeling weird. That like people like I'll like run into like when we were at Tebe show a while back.
yeah,
I had three strangers walk up to me and be like, "I love your podcast," and I'm like, "What?" Like
uh,
it's
it's because it's important, man. Because what you're doing is important, and people are appreciating it, bro. That's like you gotta like things like that, bro. That happens because they're supposed to. They don't happen on accident, you know.
right. It just doesn't. It's just never not weird and surreal, and
Right.
I don't ever want it to not be that. I don't want to get so jaded where I just like where like I go somewhere and I expect to be like stopped by 8 people. Like
All right, bro. Even to this day, man, like I get like I'm like super. I don't know, man. I'm super bashful with my shit. Like even when I'm out with some people and they're like, "Yo, like, oh, this dad's," I'm like, "Hey, man," like you know what I mean? Like even
yeah, yeah,
yesterday,
yeah.
I had met this DJ from Japan. She was like, "Yo, like." I'm so surprised by your personality. I'm like, why? She's like, I don't know. I'm like, she's like, I just didn't think you would be so like welcoming and like talking like this. And like, I'm like, I guess I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? But I don't know. I guess people fucking expect something else. You know what I mean? Or everybody's got different expectations. But I don't. I'm a humble person, bro. I respect. I give respect before I receive it. You feel me? I don't have to receive respect first to give it. So I guess people kind of are taken aback by that. But
Yeah, nah, and like I could tell that about you. Like Oh, I remember what I was gonna say before about Uncle John, because like we met after I had him on, and he like didn't recognize me at first, and then he like came over and gave me dap, and he was just like, I really fuck with you. That's why I'm like giving you dap right now. And it's been so long since I met people who would say some shit like that, like you know,
Right.
like it could yeah, because like that means something, you know, like it's not just like it's so casual for people now, but like it just like every once in a while somebody will come in and remind you like that's like you don't just give that to anybody, you know. So like that
Everybody don't get those, man.
yeah,
That's a real.
like
It's a real thing, man. That's good that you could recognize that though.
yeah,
Not
no, I
everybody that people take that shit for granted.
right, yeah, it's yeah, because like I did for a while, and like and you're like growing up, like I would know people who would say shit like that to me, and I wouldn't really like think too much about it, but like now it's like, you know, like it's just like I genuinely fuck with you, and like that means a lot, you know, like to say that to somebody and to, like you said, show respect before
That's
you get it, you know, like not on some like transactional like, oh, like I'm a big you up and then just like waiting, like,
right.
you know,
Right.
like
'Cause that's what it be. Niggas be waiting for their shout out. And
yeah,
that's
it's like,
whack.
you
It's
know.
like for what? Like, that's kind of yucky. I don't like that shit. That's kind of
Yeah, nah, it's a little
yeah.
nasty. But you know, like, but you know, like, but like sitting here and thinking more about your music and just like what you've kind of done and built for yourself. I also wanted to touch a little briefly on the 17 more minutes aspect of your work, like not even just that project, but like you've mentioned before that that like the idea comes from, you know, just like how like one cigarette could take 17 minutes off your life.
Right.
And you know, like that feels like so like that to me feels like such a keystone to like all, you know, like that kind of feels like one, it kind of feels like the, I don't want to call it the central idea, but it's like something that you kind of, I feel like a lot of your writings kind of built around like that concept of like what's the word I'm looking for, like not even permanence, but just like mortality, and just kind of like taking stock
Right.
of like
You gotta pay attention, man, because I don't know. I've lost a lot, man. I've lost a lot. I've gained a lot, and I've seen what time can do. You know what I mean? So, with everything that I've conquered, and with everything that I have on my shoulders to yet conquer, I understand that time is my biggest opponent, you know what I mean, other than myself, you know what I mean? Time. Like I have to beat the clock. Cause no matter what the fuck happens, nobody knows when the end of the clock is. So I really gotta,
yeah, bro.
I mean, I don't got a clock to read for real. Like I just got what I got and what's given to me, you know what I mean? And I gotta make it happen with that. So that's why I feel like mortality is such a big thing for me, man. Like, you know what I mean? People's lives get cut short, real fucking short. And then sometimes motherfuckers' lives get put on too long, you know what I mean? Niggas be
That's real.
they live through it all, like that's a blessing, my nigga. Might be a curse. I done seen, you know what I mean, somebody live to 90 years old, watch all their kids die, watch their wife die. That's a blessing. That shit, that's a blessing. I don't want that one. You
Ugh,
feel me?
yeah, it
You know
is.
what I mean? So it's like, so it's just like, you know what I mean? For me, the clock is something to beat, you know? I've realized that I'm really my own worst enemy, but my biggest opponent is that time, man. It's that hourglass. I gotta beat that shit, man. I don't got all the time in the world.
Yeah, no, it's just all about trying to figure out how to make it work for you and yours. Like, when
Mhm.
did that when did that first hit you in the face? Because like it seems like that should hit you in the face. Because like you talking about it like
Man,
it's
I'm gonna be honest with you. When I started, when I had my son, first off, like that shit is the fire up under my ass for sure. Like having that little
right,
nigga is the fire up under my ass, bro. And I have my own family now. Like before, I thought that if I took care of my lifestyle and like I provided for me and was able to give my mom some money and when she needed it and take care of my bills, like I'm not really tripping. You feel me? Like my life was good. You feel me? I'll be able to have what I want when I want to. I'm not tripping. But my now I need a lot more. You feel me? Not only on a financial aspect, but in a mental aspect. You know what I mean? Like I need to deal with a lot more things I wasn't dealing with before. You know what I mean? Like mental health shit, like things that have gone on within me that I don't want to pass on to my son. You feel me? Whether
right.
anger shit or anxiety shit old shit that I done went through in my past with my father that I ain't want to deal with, whatever the fuck it may be. You feel me? Like I done seen a lot of things get passed down to me because I got parents that didn't go to therapy and like take, you know what I mean, take care of themselves mentally or even deal with things that they went through. You feel me? And that's because that shit wasn't really even talked about when they was young. You know what I mean? Let alone frowned upon. You know, that shit is
Right.
on now in our generation, in our society too, in our culture. But I feel like it's beginning to be more open to it, and I feel like that shit is important. You know what I mean? Especially when you got your own family, bro. Like now I got a youngin'. I'm not trying to have my issues and my deep seated fucked up shit that's hardwired into me be hardwired into him. You know what I mean? I'm only trying to have the best parts of myself and be the best version of myself so that he could see what that is and want to be better than me. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
big time, son. Yeah, like yeah, so like my dad is 78, which is a blessing in and of itself. I love my dad. Shout out. Yeah, he's that's
Bro, 78, bro. How old are you?
I'm 31.
Bro, we the same age, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah, son.
Bro, your pops, yo, bro, your pops is grown, still dropping kids. He's a gangster,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, nah, he was 47 when I was born.
Bro,
Yeah, shout out
out to
shout out
God.
shout out black people, bro.
Right, right. Shout out to our people, man.
Oh my god. But I bring that up because like just like as he gets older and I get older, I just start, like I'll do things or like I'll see him do a thing and kind of like realize like, damn, I do that all the time. And like even with my moms too, like shout out to my mom. Like, I love you, mom, if you're listening. But like fucking like I'll just like see my parents do things or like they'll have like a mannerism or like a tick or some shit. And I'll like realize that I like pick that up and just like
All types of shit, yo, dog. Trust me, and it's like I'm not even saying it's just the bad parts, like even the good parts too, though. Like
right, yeah.
it's little shit that I do, like when I eat like that, I do it. I'll be looking in the mirror, I see my pops like, oh, what the fuck, or like my hands. You feel me? Me and my mother got the same hands. You feel me? So like
Right.
I be doing certain shit, and like I'm like, oh shit, that's some shit my mother would do. You feel me? Like I always gotta make sure my nails was cut and shit like that. My mother used to tell me all the time, like the first thing girl look at is your teeth and your nails, man. Keep the motherfuckers cut and nasty looking. You know what I mean? So it's little shit like that, bro. You know, I feel like we are our parents in a sense, bro. Like, our parents literally made,
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? We are our parents in a sense. So of course, you know what I mean, they're gonna wanna see us become the best versions of ourselves. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I only want that for my child as well.
Yeah, no, it's just cool to hear you say that and just like just like recognizing like where you are and where you want to go and like the person you want to be for your kid and not even just for your kid
Not
but like for
here for
yourself
myself
too.
stuff for sure though. Like I just want to
Right,
be the best version of myself for me. Like
right,
I know I'm a great human being, man. Like I know I'm really one of the illest motherfuckers on earth. You know what I mean? Like it's proven again and again. You know what I mean? Life can't beat me. Nobody can beat me. Like you know what I mean? I'm gonna make it through every time. Like no matter how far I fall, I'm gonna stick the landing. You feel me? Like just know
right.
that. I've shown it again and again. I'm gonna continue to too. You feel me? But at the same time, I know I can get better. I know I can get better. I know I can get better. Like that's all I use every day to do. Like even if it's a little bit or something big, you know what I mean? Like I only try to make progress because making progress and running in place is two different things. You feel me? Taking steps forward and
Yeah,
running
bro.
two different things, bro. And they could be thinking because they got movement going on that they making progress and really they're running in place. I've been guilty of that myself. You know what I mean? So I'm just really trying to make sure I'm taking steps forward and not diagonal or backwards.
Yeah, nah, like, yeah, that's all you could really ask. And like for somebody like you who's been doing this for like damn near 10 years at this point, and just like I mean, like, I could sit here and list collabs all day, but just like like we've already talked about a
Come on.
bunch of the people like like but like it's crazy to me because I was going through your backlogs and like you had put out projects, but you didn't put out like a formal debut album that was like on like the label that you started until Loose Screw in 2017.
Yeah.
And like, like you had already lived quite a few lives by that point and like been known for a lot of different things, like
Oof.
across so like I guess looking back on Skrewface, since it's been about 6 years since that happened, or 5-6 years since it happened, like how does it feel looking back on like that, like that project and that time, like considering like you just started a label, you put out this project that's like yours, and it's like, this is, I'm giving me to you right now,
And
like, you ever
so
think about that?
so Screwface, the first Screwface, um, I had put out, right, like just because I had a bunch of songs that I wanted to do an EP for before 17 more minutes. Like
Right.
that was the first Screwface. But Loose Screw was like my first project back from, like, I had went away for a little while. I had came back home off of that shit. I was on some monster shit, you feel me? Just tripping on everything. I had I had went and got in some trouble, you know what I mean? I had to go away. I came back and then I was like even more on monster time. Like, you feel me? I didn't learn my lesson. So I was just recording a lot because I already knew that I had to do something to keep myself busy because I don't do well with idle time. You know what I mean? I just had too much idle time at the time. So I was just trying to make sure I was keeping myself busy. And with that I made Loose Screw. You know what I mean? I don't know if me having the label was like had anything really to do with it. We always had the Age of Global shit. We just more got it imprinted and like did it officially, you know.
Gotcha.
But I remember that was the first time I did like a successful merch run and like, you know what I mean, did my own graphic shit and got like I had more of a say so in that shit artistic wise, you know what I mean, art wise than any other
Right.
project before then. I could say that
Right.
was the difference probably with that one.
Yeah, nah, because like, like that's kind of, like you had already started to build yourself by that point, but like you said, this is kind of like you kind of had your hands in it in a
Right.
way you didn't before. Because like kind of sort of, I mean, kind of like a side note, but not really. Like I saw the Beyonce movie over the weekend because I'm writing about it for Pitchfork, or no, I wrote about it. I'm waiting to get edits back, but that's not important. I was just like watching, like I had realized that, I mean, like Beyonce is fucking Beyonce first and foremost, but like, she, I think from like '05, like right after she put out Dangerously in Love,
Right.
she was like executive producing all her shit, co-producing all her shit, and whenever she put out movies, she would be like writing them and directing them and producing them, and she's like super involved in that process. And to kind of like see how that grew from, like the first thing she did to Lemonade to Black is King into this new shit, like it's really wild just to like see someone take all of that into their own hands and just be like, hey, like this is like, like if I'm gonna put this out, I'm gonna put this out,
I'm gonna
like
put this
I'm a,
out. I'm gonna do it my way.
like,
We
right,
going. If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. Type shit.
right. And like that's, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Nah, it's all good, bro. I feel like I'm finally, because even with Loose Screw, when I had some input on artwork and shit, like I didn't realize how much artistic power I really had because I always left it up to other people. So even now, I would say more because for the past two albums, I had worked with my man Joe Rowe, my man Omi on art, on creative direction for it, and they helped me a lot with it. But this next one I'm doing called Quiet Storm, like I'm shooting photos for it, like I'm developing my own photos for it. I'm working on like a zine and a photo book and some other shit. I'm about to do, you know what I mean? So I'm finding different mediums of art are helping me with the shit I want to do with my music shit too. You know what I mean? Different mediums of art that I'm practicing, like photography
Right.
and shit. And I'm thankful for that. I feel like I didn't take advantage of that for a long time. Even with like dude like recording myself and making beats and shit, like that's something I always told myself like, oh, I can't do it. I don't know how to do it. And I was stupid because now that I've gotten a bit into it, you feel me? I should have been doing this shit. But it's good, you know what I mean? I'm glad I'm getting to it, man.
Yeah, no, never on schedule, always on
It
time
was on
type shit.
time, man, for sure.
Like, and like I'm just curious about the zine because like, see, like there are so many people I could think of who are like people want like physical like magazines and like books and shit
I had
in a
did a
way that,
I had did a
you know,
photo
like
2019. And that's what showed me. That's what even got me onto shit where I'm like, oh, I gotta do this shit more. Me and my brother had like bought 20 fucking disposable cameras and went to Japan for a month and just shot a bunch of shit when I was on tour in Japan. I was on tour for out there for like 20 some days. So boom, we shot all these cameras. We came back, we developed them. They were crazy ass photos. And then my man Joe Rowe helped me put it together into a book, like into book format. Shout out my man Joe Rowe. He's a fucking wizard with that shit. He just dropped a crazy photo book too. It's available at Land 74 Orchard Street. I could come get that. But
hey,
my man Joe Rowe, he had helped me put together the book. It was called Arigato. And when I went on tour, it had sold out. Like the first 3 Gs, where I'm like, oh shit, niggas want this shit. Like even at the store, it sold out too. And then now like they got my
right.
name on it, where it's like, oh, this is Dad's book. Like it was just because of the pictures. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, nah. I'm like, this is a whole lane right here. You know what I mean? I got homies who are photographers and they do photo books and all types of shit. I guess I never paid close enough attention or even thought it could be something I'd be passionate about. And when I started taking pictures and getting more serious about my shit, I became really passionate about it.
Right. Yeah, nah, people want to be able to like hold that and like, you know, like just like feel it and
Even with
experience
the
it.
vinyl shit too.
Right. Yeah. No, you know, I was gonna say like that's kind of been like the big dominant shit. I mean, like vinyl's great. Like I got 2 crates full of records at the crib, but like you know, it's you know, we're like at a point now where like especially with like print media and like or not even just print media, but just like media in general. Like you know, like I'm seeing way more people just like pop up with like physical with like physical magazines. You
Right.
know, like there's um one of my favorites right now is Lucky Seven Mag.
Mm.
They out of California. Shout out to Nia if she's they're going crazy with it.
I
And
am.
you know, just there's like there's even more people that I could mention right now, but it's just dope. I don't know.
I
It's
fuck with
just
that,
focused
bro.
on me.
Trust me. I'm fucking with visual, print media, like all that shit. Like I'm looking for different people who I want to get interested in with that shit, man. Because it's like I'm in an art collective called Our House, and I have a lot of visual artists around me, like all the time. You feel me? My man Omi, my man Haji, my man Humane, and oh my gosh, you feel me? Like I get
Yeah.
to work with them all the time, and they be putting me onto a lot of different people and a lot of different artists. You know what I mean? So I'm just super open to trying to find new new photographers I'm fucking with, visual artists I'm fucking with. It's not really all about music for me right now. Like I don't get me wrong, I love music. I got mad music cooked right now. Like I'm about to drown niggas in this shit. But you know what I mean? It's not all music being cooked right now. Some other shit being cooked and cooking a bunch of
Hey,
shit.
that's fire, bro. And, you know, like that's you know, like that's another thing that we brought up at the Maxo shit is that you know, like there's, you know, just like the idea of you know, like not necessarily looking to just music to feel like creatively fulfilled, and you know, I mean, like obviously we all love music, it's why we're here, but you know,
Right.
it's you know, like not even
More
on some
music.
like not not even on some like diversify your bonds for like bread type shit, but just
Right.
like but you know just like finding yourself in like different kinds of art, you know, is like that's like important, you know, like that's
Agree.
part of the reason why I started doing this, you know, like I you know like 2 years three no 3 4 years ago if you told me I would have started a podcast I would have been like what, like no, like I don't know, you know, but you know you just look at it and just like what it can you know like what you know investing in yourself in that way can create not just for you but for like other people and just like it'll teach you, you know, like I once again I don't have a child but kind of like you know you were talking just like learning new things about yourself that you didn't even know, you
Right.
know, and just like introducing like a whole new side of yourself and just like you know just like things you didn't think you could accomplish, things you didn't think you could see or say or you know like contemplate type shit. I don't know, like
I no, I agree with you, bro. It's like because with my picture shit, it's like I don't even think about it with like my music brand, like with like me trying to say something, get something across. Like I'm literally just capturing something I like and I see, like and I want to keep, like you know what I mean. That's the only way to capture time is really a picture.
Yeah, bro. Like that, yeah, like that's literally capturing time, like that moment is frozen in time forever because of
Forever.
the
I
picture.
caught, yeah, I caught time, literally caught time.
Like, bro, so okay, now I gotta ask, what was the last picture you took that was like, you just looked at it and you were just like,
I took
this
a
is a
fire
moment.
picture. I took a fire picture of Mike and Tebe the other day at the show. A fire one. Um, I took a fire picture of my homegirl the other night too. Like a good ass picture of her smoking a cigarette on her balcony. And then what other pictures did I take that really? I caught a crazy ass. I got a crazy ass picture one like one of the like a addict in 42nd Street doing a shot in his neck
Mm.
in the mirror in the subway. That was pretty wild. But I don't know. I got all types of crazy ass pictures, bro. I'm doing like a couple different books right now. I'm working on a Father's Day book of like my homies, all my artist homies and their kids and shit.
Oh, that's hard. That's so cool.
Doing some different shit right now, bro.
Man, what type of camera you use?
Um, fucking,
You working with like a DSLR or some other shit?
I shoot on a Canon, fucking on a point and shoot Canon sure shot.
Oh, that's tight.
But I got a bunch of fucking cameras, okay? I got a fucking camera graveyard. Mag, mag cameras. I shoot on like Minolta. Shoot on a bunch of shit, bro. Then pull all them shits out.
Yeah, yeah. No, you don't got to do that. um, but like but like it's tight to see. It's just tight to see that you've come to a come to a point in your life where you're like, I want to do this. Like too, as like on top of all the other stuff, because like
Right.
like you've done so much over the course of these last like 8, 9, 10 years, and just to like like we're past the point now where niggas can look at people who are like 30, 31, 32 and be like, you're done. Like that's never really been a thing for us. Like, it depends on who you ask.
I'm gonna come playing. It's a young, like, don't get me wrong, this rap shit's a young man's sport, but I feel like the sport's changing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know, man. There's like,
Sports
like what?
I said the sport's changing.
Yeah, nah. Like people still got shit to say and like ways to say it, and you're like not even just in terms of rap. I mean, like obviously in terms of rap, but like, it's just like there are so many different like there are just so many different ways to be you
It
that are
don't,
out here.
and nobody else can be you. So if people fuck with you just cause, like, you know what I mean, you've done grown. I don't mean, like, you know what I mean, you have to stop being you, or like you're not you anymore. It's like niggas can't replicate that. You feel me? So if you really got some shit
Right.
that's worth bumping or worth fucking with, or people come to you for something that they can't get from nobody else, no matter how old you get.
Right. And like just to see you do that, even with like going back to the music, just like you feeling like it was time to revisit the Skrewface idea and put out Skrewface 2.
Right,
Like like you put out the first Skrewface in 2015, which is about 8 years ago.
right.
And like why was 2023 the time for you to revisit Skrewface and do another one?
I feel like the sound was really different on Screwface than anything I had did prior, and I felt like the sound on Screwface 2 was really different than anything I had did prior, and like on my shit recently too. So it kind of felt the same, even in me making it and shit. You know what I mean? And I never did a part two to any of my albums, so
Right.
I wanted to give people a sequel real quick before I get into this new shit.
Yeah, and like when I was going through everything, that was one of the first things I noticed. I was like, you've never done like a sequel before, and like I'm always really like intrigued when somebody will like pull something from just like do a number two to something that happened like years before, and just be like, why was now the right time to do that? But it makes sense, like listening to them both, like they both really do sound like a they both sound great, just in terms of like the beats. Like the beats and the bars go
Right.
crazy, but just like they, like listening to Skrewface 1 and 2, they sound like they could have come out at the same time. Like all I'm gonna say, it doesn't sound like it's been 8 years. Like it
Thank you,
doesn't,
bro.
like it doesn't sound dated. It doesn't sound like it's just really crazy to me to like listen to those two back to back and be like, and you're like, I almost like I didn't even realize like the second one had started at first. I was like, this is number two. Like it just it
Yeah,
felt
that's
like a
hard, bro.
it felt like a progression, and that's hard to do. Like that's not an easy thing to do, and like just kind of
Thank you, bro. That means a
like
lot, man.
bottle that.
That means a lot, bro. I haven't even done that before. I'm gonna do that. Listen to them both back to back. Fuck. I haven't even done that.
But yeah, no, it was really a journey just to kind of like listen to those two and just like really sit with the fact that like you've been doing this for like you've been doing this for a good minute, and you feel, you don't feel like you're slowing down. You don't feel it doesn't feel like you're retreading anything, or like just like spinning your wheels like this. Like you're like talking about stuff that you've been talking about, and like like doing it the way you do, but it doesn't feel like rehashed. It doesn't feel like you're just doing it for the sake of it. Like this
Thanks,
is,
bro.
you could tell the shit means a lot to you. Like
Yeah,
even,
sure. Like even with the Skrewface 2 shit, took me like 3 years, damn near 2.5 years, 3 years to put that shit together and get it out to the people. Like I was, by the time it got out, I was so like over it, you know what I mean? But I'm glad it got received the way it did, and even like I'm super excited about the music I've been making over the past year, like that I'm about to drop. Like I got a whole album with Gray Matter I'm about to put out.
fire. Yeah.
Yeah, that's I'm super excited about. I got
Yeah.
a new project with HTN, this producer from Germany. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I got a couple, like two other joints. I ain't gonna get too crazy about it on here, but
Felt.
I'm clean. I got some exciting shit next year lined up, man. I might have a project for y'all every quarter type shit or some retarded shit. That's you feel me?
Damn. Like that. Like that's crazy to hear from me. And like I've been sitting with the with Damo and Gray Matters project, and like and like Dom's shit is crazy, and like
I got Dom's on the joint on the Grey Matter joint for sure.
crazy. And yeah, no, like obviously shout out to Gray Matter too, because like yeah, like Gray Matter and the whole Mutant Academy, like they've been
But,
going nuts the past 3 years.
but my man Gray though is that man for sure.
Yeah, bro.
Right there. Grey Matter is that man. Shout out Grey Matter. Me and him
He's
got some
different, bro.
niggas ain't even ready for us about that.
Yeah,
But
yeah. I'm happy. People are really starting to get put on, because because there's the Dom's project. He did all that work with Griselda. Him and Kahuna put out a great project earlier this year.
that's how I got hip to him for real, him and Kahuna's project. But then
Yeah, shout out
I
to
had did a joint with him prior, like a joint me and my man Boris, and he just kept sending packs in, and we got a whole joint done like fast. Like he got that joint. Me and him just had a good chemistry. We had a really good chemistry for sure.
good shit, bro. Yeah, no, I'm dead hyped to hear that shit. But before we like formally wrap this up, like like I said before, you've done and accomplished a lot over the course of the last decade, and you're still going. You're still finding new ways to keep yourself occupied, and just like and just like have fun and just make some shit that lasts. So like looking back on everything you've done, how do you feel you've changed the most over the last decade, and what's one way in which you kind of feel like you've stayed the same?
Mm, shit, that's serious. Fuck, got good questions, game.
Thank you, bro.
Um, how have I changed? How have I stayed the same? I feel like I've had to learn to adapt, and to not expect when doing something. You know what I mean? I can't be having the expectations I have from myself from other people. you know what I mean, and other things, whether it be in rap, whether it be in life or whatever the fuck, you feel me? For a long time, I expected everybody to move the way I would move with them because I figured that's just the way it worked, you feel me? If I move third with you, you're supposed to move third with me, you feel me? But that's not the way the world works, you know what I mean? And having your level of expectation and putting that on other people is gonna lead you to be disappointed. You feel me? And even in situations too, expecting things. You know what I mean? Expecting a situation to go a certain way and it don't go another way. So I just learned. I changed in having expectations, man. I learned. I definitely don't have any expectation from anybody or anything anymore. I just go into it. I go into it with no expectation at all, just ready for whatever happens, you know what I mean? Ready to try to will it to my way. But
Right.
that's one way I've changed for sure, because I used to have a lot of expectations from people and things. But one way I stayed the same, I'm still that nigga, man. I'm just still that nigga, dog. I'm still that nigga, man. I can't front. I've been that nigga, man. I'm still that man, bro. I'm still that man, and I'm only getting better, dog. For real. I'm still that man, and I'm only getting better. You know what I mean? I'm still DA $ age. I'm still H's Global. I'm still Blackout Boys. I'm still Lamborghini Records. I'm still all of that. You feel me? Still buying the world. Still all of that. Like, you know what I mean? I'm still me. I'm thankful to still be me, because a lot of these niggas ain't
Yeah,
themselves. Real
that's
talk.
real, son. Like, yeah, no, that's so, and, like all of that is so real. Just the whole, like, like, only, like, the only thing you can control in this world is yourself. And just, like, like, you can't speak for all these other people, but you can just make sure that your shit's solid and you treat people good and
That's it.
you stay true to yourself. And, like, that's, like, and then, like, that's what makes you you. And so,
Right.
like,
That's it.
yeah, yeah,
That's it. For
yeah,
real,
no,
bro.
already. And, like, to formally wrap this shit up, Dash, if your life was a movie, what would it be about?
Man, it'd be a documentary. It'd be a documentary story. It'd be a documentary, and it would it would have to be filmed like by the time I had my grandkids though, like by 50 years old. Like
Mm.
memoir documentary shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like old man smoking like cigar, a joint, like in a nice crib telling stories. Like and then having them reenact the shit. You feel me? Like memoir shit. For real. It'd be a doc with me just sitting there telling memoir stories and then having motherfuckers act it out. And it'd be
Yeah.
like famous ass actors acting the shit out. Like, you know what I mean? It'd be dope. And, you
in a
know,
in a silk suit on some Godfather shit.
for
Like,
real though, like in the foyer of my shit, like in a robe, like
yeah,
smoking bud, like with crazy amounts of chandelier crystals dangling above me, you feel me, with the marble floor,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
yelling at the yo, stop running around the fucking house, you know what I mean? All of that, you know what I mean? Like that's what I need to be doing, you feel me? But while telling the stories of my life, though, because I promise you, when I finish writing this book, this motherfucker's gonna be so good, they're gonna have to make it into a movie.
damn,
Swear to God.
man, you putting it out there already. I mean, like, it's. I mean, like, you don't need me to say it, but, like, it's only up from here, bro. And, like, that, it's. Thank you for this, man.
Thanks
It's
too,
been
bro.
a.
It's been a great convo, bro. For real, it's been a great one, my nigga. For real, it's been my pleasure. It's been my pleasure, dog. Thank you for having me.
Nah, man, it means a lot. Yeah, no, just like, as someone who's kind of been, like, watching you grow from the sidelines, and just, like, like, me being a fan of your shit, and you approaching me to come on my shit, like that. I don't know, like, that was special. And just seeing that you're not stopping, and you're just kind of keeping it up, and just, like,
Uh,
finding new ways to make it look good. I don't know, bro. That's cool as hell to me. So I appreciate you wanting to come on and chop it with me a little bit.
Thank you, bro. No problem, man. I appreciate you having me, man. Word up, anytime, dog. Like I said, I appreciate your journalism. I fuck with what you do. You know what I mean? You wanna you get to the point with your shit, and you getting to know you're helping other people getting to know their favorite artists. You know what I mean? And that shit right there is important in itself, bro. So please keep going. I was a fan of your shit before I'm on here. I'm a big fan of this shit after.
Yeah, bro. It's so mutual. So like, thank you, for real. Thanks for listening. Shout out to y'all for making it this far, and shout out to all the black people listening too, because y'all really impeccable. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell a friend to come through next time. 1.